Did you?
If I may, Your Honor.
You may.
Okay. Um, Ma'am, were you at that time on December 18, 2023 in a dating relationship with an individual by the name of Don Lee?
Yes.
And on that date and time and at that location, did you physically assault Mr. Lee by hitting him on his chest with your closed fists?
This because I didn't want him to leave me.
Okay. I'm sorry, I could not make that out. Did
Yes,
you hit
yes,
him on your chest
yes.
with your hands or
I
fist?
was do. I did this on his chest because he was
Ma'am,
gonna leave me, and I
ma'am,
begged. I'm sorry.
ma'am.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Yes, I did bang him on his chest.
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Sorry. Anything from the people?
Ms. Kreischer, I'm sure we can stipulate to the fact that Mr. Lee did not want that contact.
Yes, we would stipulate to that. Yes, thank you.
Given that, Your Honor, the people are satisfied.
All right. Are you satisfied, Ms. McDuffie? I mean, Ms. Craker?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. I find that there's a factual basis for the pleas when willingly and knowingly made. I'm going to accept your plea, ma'am. Thank you. All right. So at this point, you think that a bail would be available to her by?
I'm hoping in a week or so, Your Honor. Again, we don't know exactly when that would happen. That's the latest and most accurate information that I received from Ms. Stewart.
All right.
And that was on Thursday that I received that information.
And what is your request at this time?
As we were here the last time, the court said it would consider releasing her home to take care of some things and then she would report to treatment on her own. I would ask the court to allow her to go home for the following reasons. First of all, my client does need to make sure she takes her medication, that she is not getting at the jail. Further, it's been reported to me by my client that monies have been taken out of her account. She needs to make sure that that situation is handled by going to the bank, probably closing that account, directing funds from her Social Security to be deposited in a new account. And I don't know when her Social Security gets deposited. It's generally the first of the month, but I'm not sure. And also to ensure that her apartment is still in good working order. She's been gone. It's our understanding possibly that Mr. Lee has been able to access that apartment. And finally, she needs to locate her car. It's our understanding and belief that Mr. Lee had access to her car. I understand, and maybe Ms. McDuffie can confirm that Mr. Lee is currently, no, I think I confirmed through Vilink that Mr. Lee is bonded out on the matters that he has before the court, and that he could be in possession of her car. So she has some things, personal things I think are serious that needs to be taken care of. And the alternative, if the court she'd be willing to put on a GPS tether and comply with any testing requirements that the court has. I understand that is a hollow request given the fact that she had a probation violation for failure to test and also positive test. But I believe that her time in the Washtenaw County Jail has given her some insight into, one, her situation with Mr. Lee and how harmful it was to her, and secondly, into her cocaine issue. So again, I'm asking for the court to release her. And the alternative, if the court is not willing to wait that long on her release, then at least release her for a short time period, maybe 3 days, so she can get these items taken care of. Then she can self-report back to the Washtenaw County Jail until a bed's available, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. McDuffie?
Your Honor, I was going to ask her approach, but I'll just put all this on the record. The last time that we were here, Mr. Lee was in custody on another on a DV third case with a different victim. I was concerned at that time. I've made no secret of the fact that it is Miss Beldaiga's safety that I'm primarily concerned about with this relationship. And I was concerned that he was going to potentially get released, and I did not want her to be in further danger, obviously, given that. Mr. Lee is back in custody again today because he was given a PR bond at that last hearing, violated 3 times within the past week since we've last been here, and he is now in custody today. Again, I would hope that we originally asked for 50K on his case. It didn't get it. I would hope that now, but I still can never guarantee what's going to happen. So not knowing what's going to happen with him for another hour or so until he gets arraigned on those violations, my concern was just that, for example, home confinement, I didn't want Ms. Beldaiga trapped in her house where she cannot get away if she faces danger. I don't have any problem. Obviously, I want her to go to treatment, but we're unfortunately kind of the same difficult situation we were in last week, not knowing where he's going to end up. So I just wanted the court, Ms. Prasher and Ms. Beldaiga, to all have that background in terms of what's going on there. I will defer to the court in terms of what the best solution is here, but the danger may still be present for her.
All right, Ms. Beldaiga is going to be released on a home confinement tether.
Thank you. Thank you.
And she is to go directly to treatment upon when the bed is available.
Yes,
You are
right.
no contact with Don Lee. You're to test. I'm going to make it 4 times per month. So,
Okay.
ma'am, if you test positive, I'm going to just put you right back in jail. If you
I
have
understand, Your Honor. I will not test positive.
if you have contact with Don Lee, I'm going to put you right back in jail. And that you stay home, except for going to treatment and to the banks.
Can I go to the grocery store? Well, first I have to find my car.
And the grocery store. If you
Thank you.
car is not where it needs to be, I suggest you report it stolen, ma'am. That's what you should probably do. You're not going to be running around looking for a car. Okay.
Oh, I know. I know that, Your Honor. I didn't mean to imply that.
All right. And then I guess I need to schedule you for a sentencing. I'll schedule you for a sentencing on April 8th at 10 a.m.
Okay.
You need to contact the probation department in order to have a pre-sentence investigation report done before then.
Okay. I talked to my lawyer and I sent a kite to Sarah. I want to get out of Michigan. I want to get away from him. I know we don't know my sentence yet, but could I do my probation in Oklahoma?
You can talk to probation department about that. Right now, we're
Okay.
with treatment. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you, Your
You may address bond.
As the court knows, Mr. Buck has not been testing, and he does admit to that. And he has been having trouble with transportation. He does want the court to know that all of his tests have been negative when he did test. He is asking for release. He will do home confinement if necessary, but he asked for release with tether. If the
Thank
court
you.
would like.
Response. Response, Ms. Duffy.
Your Honor, unfortunately, it's no reassurance that the tests that he did take were negative when they're so few and far between. I think that's kind of the point, is that we don't know what's really going on because he shows up so not very often. So I'll leave that to the court. I don't really know what else to say about Mr. Buck and testing.
Well, I think the prosecutor said enough, which is that in effect, Mr. Buck shows up when he wants to, and there's always an excuse about his vehicle. It's interesting that he was at home when he was arraigned, telling me that his vehicle didn't work, but then when he was picked up, he was 6 hours away, where his vehicle had, in his opinion, broken down again. So he may be having transportation problems, but he can use it when he wants to. I've heard enough, Mr. Buck.
I'd say it may have been worded improperly by the last attorney.
Mr. Buck is saying that I did not word things correct.
No, I think it was during the arraignment, actually, that the representative during the arraignment, she did not relay the information properly as I had explained it to her. That was when I was up north. She relayed that the truck was currently broken up north, and it was not. It was broken before, and then I had left to go up north to help my sister out and see my grandfather who has cancer and is not doing too hot, but subside any of that.
The bond motion for release on home confinement is denied. I will give him a it's a standalone. I will give him, he's at the pretrial stage, so he's entitled to a bond. Bond in this case will be $25,000. Cash or surety. If paid, he can be released on home confinement.
So is that 10% or no 10%?
No 10%, sir. It's cash or surety.